From the murky waters of the sportsman's paradise, stories emerge. Stories of the generations of people who have shared in the bounties of the land. Stories of communities that have persevered through natural disasters. Stories of the abundance of fish, wildlife, and adventures that create an ecosystem rich in diversity. And from the silted banks of the mighty Mississippi to the soggy marsh bottoms, from the tops of towering pine forests to the depths of the salty Gulf, human and animal have shared this fortune for centuries. Enjoy these stories as told by outdoor journalists who travel across our state, documenting the adventure, sportsmanship, and heritage that make us Bayou Wild.
Welcome to Bayou Wild. We're here in Madisonville at Morton's Seafood Restaurant on the banks of the Tchefuncte River. You know, it's always great to see generations pass on tradition. And this time we're going to head down to Venice with Captain Walter Heathcock and his wonderful daughter, Irelyn. He's really taught her a lot about inshore fishing, and she shows us what she knows that she learned from her dad.
Some people have the jobs where they got a certain day where they could take their kid to work. I could take my kid to work any day. It's great. And she's a pleasure to be around. She's very respectful to other people, which makes it great. How pretty.
You get to see stuff that other people don't, and it's just, you get to experience nature. Because now people just have their heads in technology and everything, and you don't see what's really happening.
And then we're going to take you down find out a little bit about one of Louisiana's most interesting creatures, the whooping crane. Almost in extinction, they're finally coming back and doing quite well, thanks to the Department of Wildlife and Fisheries and some very generous benefactors.
Thing that's been critical to this project, and certainly this year, is the cooperation of the private landowners and farmers who allow us to access their property. And so it's really important the role that private landowners and farmers have played because the birds really like this habitat.
Then we take you into the kitchen.
Yes.
David Hubbell, Hubbell's Hearth. It tells you how to jazz up your double D venison sausage or whatever type of sausage you have with this excellent glaze. And then you want to take the jelly of your choice. This is the pepper jelly. And you put 5 tablespoons in with your sausage, which is going to take up just about most of this jar. But that's okay, because this is some really good stuff. Closed captioning made possible by Cito.com. Become a member.
Boat fishing the CCA Star Tournament. Felt surreal for about a week.
My name is Amelia, and I'm from Abbeville, and I won this boat.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
Hi, I'm Donnie Rouse. There are a lot of different reasons to shop at Rouses.
It's the people. Everybody that works here is just so nice.
Our stores get deliveries 7 days a week.
They have such a wide variety at Rouses. Everything's in stock. I mean, everything.
We use Rouse family recipes and ingredients found right here in the store.
It's the food. Rouse's food tastes like homemade.
And they're local.
Like us.
We also have great prices.
That's the difference Rouses makes.
I've been using Louisiana fish fry products so much, even the kids are getting into it.
Find the yellow bag, pour and boil, a great crawfish every time.
And whether you're boiling crawfish, shrimp, or crabs, Louisiana fish fry products use the perfect blend of garlic, onion, spices, and salt for your seafood boils. So look for the bright yellow bag and pour and boil with Louisiana fish fry products.
The bond of a father and his daughter can be as unique as the spots on a redfish tail. Irelyn Heathcock has been catching redfish with her father Walter for many years.
Where you going, girl? Nice little keeper, huh?
He's heavy.
I know, it's fat. All these fish are eating right here. Hey, you want your picture with him?
My favorite thing about hanging out with my dad is that there's always an adventure, and then when the adventure starts, it just never stops.
Sometimes she looks at me with that funny look, and then it's like, all right, well, I've always trusted my dad before. Let's go see where this goes. So that's basically me and her relationship. Look, get him. First time I ever took a fish, and I don't remember exactly how old she was, but I think her first redfish was around 3 or 4 years old.
I got a rat red. Maybe.
Captain Walter Heathcock grew up in Venice. The marshes and waters offshore have been his backyard since the days of commercial shrimping with his father.
Nah, he's close, but I'm gonna let him live. About 15 and a half. Come look at the blue on the tail. Means they're hungry. Means they're eating. My dad brought me up down here. He's taught me how to live off the land, not to just have to rely on somebody. He's taught me how to make money, and that's what I'm trying to teach her, is how you can make a living off of the water by just listening to your dad. It's that green jig head.
One, two, three. Who's gonna get it?
Irelyn exudes confidence on the water and catching fish. From baiting her own hooks to knowing how to use the radio in an emergency, Walter takes pride knowing his daughter could take the reins if necessary.
The thing I've taught her over the years of coming out in the boat with me, going hunting with me, just the basics of driving a vehicle. I've taught her since she was young how to drive my mud boat, my regular boats, my four-wheelers, my trucks, how to use the VHF radio just in case something ever happens to me, because you never know when you're on the water if something happens or where you're at, something could happen. I don't want to just be laying there with her looking at me. I want her to jump in and to be able to save me or do whatever she has to do to get me to safety and vice versa. See, this is perfect on a day when you have customers and little kids. You get your keepers and then you get your rats, and it stays, your pole stays bent all day long. Look.
I'm gonna try. Oh wait, one was just attacking it. Oh, there's one right there.
Oh, so hungry.
Irelyn may love the outdoors and all the adventures it holds, but she's very much a jack of all trades.
Yeah, I'll throw on, something to go in the boat, something that just came out of my closet, but I would still dress up and do my hair for something else. My favorite thing to go do is duck hunting. I love going duck hunting, and then I'd probably put duck hunting and deer hunting and just like something that has to do with hunting. Yeah. But on the other side, I guess I would be fishing.
Wait for me, wait for me. I want to play. That's a good one you got.
Oh, I'm definitely the better fisherman. Like, that's not even an argument. I'm just the better one.
Some people have the jobs where they got a certain day where they could take their kid to work. I could take my kid to work any day. It's great. And she's a pleasure to be around. She's very respectful to other people, which makes it great. How pretty.
You get to see stuff that other people don't, and it's just, you get to experience nature, because now people just have their heads in technology and everything, and you don't see what's really happening. It's all red. It hurts.
Oh, does it feel better now? Oh, look at it. I get you a little stick and a Band-Aid when we get in and you'll be happy. Another thing she likes right here, marsh flowers. How pretty.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just for you, sweetheart.
When it comes to daddies and daughters, maybe Joseph Addison said it best. Certain is that there is no kind of affection so purely angelic as of a father to a daughter. In love to our wives, there's desire. To our sons, ambition. But to our daughters, there is something which there are no words to express.
Hi, I'm Miss Louisiana Holly Conway on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I'm sure you know that clean, affordable propane gas is used in houses across our state. It's used in cooking, hot water heaters, drying clothes, and heating homes. But did you know that if you ever run out of propane, you need a certified dealer to inspect your system for leaks before it's refilled? That's the law. Propane is a safe and exceptional energy source, and we want to keep it that way.
The iconic whooping crane is back in Louisiana. If you spot a whooping crane, remember, observe and admire it from a distance, and always report any harmful activity. You can always help the Louisiana whooping cranes thrive by donating to lawff.org.
Thank you to Chevron and the Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries Foundation for their generous support.
For North America's largest bird, a once near extinct population has seen a rebound in recent years. Closely resembling a sandhill crane, a whooping crane can easily be identified by its size. Fully mature whooping cranes can stand up to 5 feet tall and can have a wingspan up to 7 feet wide.
This is a whooping crane. They're big old beautiful birds that were not around at one time. But through the hard work of our biologists at Wildlife and Fisheries and generous donors, we've reintroduced whooping cranes into wild Louisiana.
So our crane program started many years ago, and our goal ultimately was to restore cranes to Louisiana. The birds were here historically, and they were extirpated from the state in the early 1900s due to habitat loss and overharvest.
Since 2011, the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries has teamed up with other conservation partners to reestablish whooping cranes in Louisiana.
They grow incredibly fast. In that roughly 3 months, they go from, hatching out of an egg to being fully grown and almost 4.5, 5 foot tall bird and being capable of flight. And the reason they grow so fast, literally an inch a day, is so that they can quickly, as quick as possible, be capable of flying to escape predators.
Because the Louisiana Whooping Crane Project gets no federal funding, Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries have been key to raising much-needed funds through private donors.
The Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries Foundation is the 501c3 or nonprofit set up to raise much-needed funds and generate support for the Department of Wildlife, Fisheries, and Enforcement.
The funds have been used to manage a captive facility at Rockefeller Refuge in southwest Louisiana. Here, juvenile birds are raised to maturity, then released into the wild.
What a lot of wildlife reintroduction projects do, especially with animals that have a low reproductive rate, and cranes unfortunately have one of the lowest reproductive rates of any bird in the world, and it usually takes them 2 to 3 years to become mature, and then they will pair up and mate and start reproducing. Our ultimate goal is to have birds reproducing in the wild where we no longer have to do reintroductions, and someday have a self-sustaining population of cranes.
That goal was reached sooner than expected. While in just a few short years, Louisiana has seen multiple whooping crane chicks.
To have 5 chicks this year, only 2 years after we had the first chick hatch, is a pretty significant jump. We hope we'll continue to see that as we have more pairs that mature and start to breed. So a lot of firsts, a lot of positive signs with these 5 chicks in these families this year.
Biologists are proud of the growth of the whooping crane population since the reintroduction of the species to Louisiana.
For Louisiana, whooping cranes are a cultural icon that we've lost and that we hope to restore, along with generous donations from partners as well as support from the public.
The other thing that's been critical to this project, and certainly this year, is the cooperation of the private landowners and farmers who allow us to access their property. And so it's really important the role that private landowners and farmers have played, because the birds really like this habitat, and they're going to continue to use it. So that will be an ongoing partnership with private landowners and farmers in southwest Louisiana.
These cranes are part of our heritage, and they're back in Louisiana, and they're going to stay.
But the biggest obstacle for Louisiana's whooping cranes have been human interaction.
Whooping crane shootings are our biggest setback thus far to our reintroduction for the species, and what we need is more support, more vocal support from the public when there is a shooting, to show that this is something that is not acceptable for Louisiana and that we would like to see stiff consequences come out of this, and I think that would be a deterrent to those people that do these sorts of things.
The Louisiana public has an important role in helping the department with sustaining a new population of whooping crane.
It is helpful for us to get reports from the public, and sometimes we do find birds in areas otherwise we wouldn't know. Sometimes our cranes go into northeast Louisiana, they may go to the Felicianas, they may go down to the Venice area, places you wouldn't normally see them. So it's good for people to report when they see them, because it may be movements of birds that we can't track otherwise. And it also gives the public an opportunity to engage.
If you're lucky enough to bag a deer or a hog this season, bring it here to Double D. Double D processes hogs and exotic game and guarantees your product is always the meat you brought to Double D.
Double D Meats in Bogalusa, home of country smoked, spicy jalapeno cheddar, and other customized flavors.
Bring your deer or your hog here to Double D, where you always get your meat back in return. It's worth a drive to Bogalusa from anywhere. Double D. For those of you deer hunters that have your venison sausage made, got a quick and easy recipe, because a lot of you hunters don't want to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. This is one of the easiest ones you'll ever see. Take your venison sausage, and it really doesn't matter what flavor you have. It could be the jalapeno cheddar, could be mild like this, could be some of the spicy, any type that you get. What we have here is 1 pound of Double D mild sausage. And what's going to make this really an interesting and delicious dish is one of our viewers, he's in Alabama, and he's got Hubbell's Hearth, and he's made some jellies. And my favorite is the Cajun pepper jelly, but they also have a couple other ones. He makes it out of satsuma. He's also got a pineapple jelly, and any of those that you like that flavor would be great to do with this. So you take your sausage, cut it up in cubes, because it's called bites, and then you want to take the jelly of your choice. This is the pepper jelly, and you put 5 tablespoons in with your sausage, which is going to take up just about most of this jar. But that's okay, because this is really good stuff. And there's a lot of other uses too. And if you check out Hubbell's Hearth, you can find out a lot more about it. Okay, so now we've got our 5 tablespoons of the pepper jelly mixed in with our venison sausage. Next step is put it in the oven, or you could do it on a grill if you prefer the grill, about 350, and we'll show you the final result. Discover the taste of Louisiana that's seasoned just right, boiled to perfection, and rich with tradition. A taste that's savory, crispy, and a little sweet. Discover the taste of Louisiana fish fry products.
Hi, I'm Donnie Rouse. There are a lot of different reasons to shop at Rouses.
It's the people. Everybody that works here is just so nice.
Our stores get deliveries 7 days a week.
They have such a wide variety at Rouses. Everything's in stock. I mean, everything.
We use Rouse family recipes and ingredients found right here in the store.
It's the food. Rouse's food tastes like homemade.
And they're local.
Like us.
We also have great prices.
That's the difference Rouses makes.
So after about 20 minutes, our smoked sausage is done. All that's left now is to give it the old taste test. Be careful, it's kind of hot. There it is, from David Hubbell's Hubbell Hearth, the smoked venison sausage with pepper jelly.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
My neighbor Tony, he looked at me and said, "Man, you're crazy. You're about to leave out in this weather." And I said, "Sir, I have a tag fish to go catch."
I won this beautiful boat catching a tag redfish in Venice, Louisiana.
There's 100 redfish waiting. It all starts Memorial Day weekend. Sign up today.
Whooping cranes are back in Louisiana. Through the hard work of biologists and key strategic partners, whooping cranes have been restored back to the cultural icon they once held. But you can still help. To donate to the Whooping Crane program, visit lawff.org. Thank you to Chevron and the Louisiana Wildlife and Fisheries Foundation for their generous support.
In 1967, Dutch Stogner realized his dream to run his own meat market. 50 years and 3 generations later, Double D and the Stogner family still operate with Dutch's original commitment to quality. Pick up some Double D sausage today and share your good times with us on Facebook.
Thanks for joining us for another episode of Bayou Wild. Check us out here at Morton's on Mondays. We're here having lunch. We can swap fishing and hunting stories. And of course, you can always check out all the episodes online at BayouWildTV.com or our YouTube channel.
And tell them how they can get one of these Bayou Wild collection hats.
Yeah.
How about that new color? Huh?
Got
You
some
like
new
that?
caps out there. Just go to Bayou Wild TV, follow the link, and you can get yourself your very own Bayou Wild swag.
Join us again next week for another episode on Bayou Wild TV.